Hey guys, how about we kick off 1 minute early for a record-breaking first,
Sounds good.
and people will join us as we go. Just give me a second here while I adjust my view. The danger of turning off self-viewing is that you end up moving the screen and people can only see the top of your head. But I hate viewing myself because it's like talking into a mirror. So just give me a second while I turn myself off. Ah, that's better. Okay, welcome. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi there, guys. To our third Wednesday session with
Good evening, guys.
with an Africa connected theme. We're going to dive into these areas of the virtual marketplace, which we've been talking about for the last few sessions. Also mentorship, which we've been mentioning, and looking for the right portal. And we're also going to loop back to the case study agenda, and it'll all become clear as we go through the session. I wonder if it would be nice, Mama, can the attendees use the chat function in this meeting format? Can, hey?
Yes, they can, yeah.
And then we can capture it afterwards, which would be great. I wonder if you'd all mind just putting your name and where you are, what city and country in the chat box. That'd be really cool, just for us to keep a track record of where you're checking in from. So I think, how many names do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 of us so far. I'm gonna kick off, and people can jump in and catch up as we go. When we met last time, we were talking about the construction of a microsite, which would act as the virtual portal for our marketplace. So just to refresh your memory, or give you a snapshot in case you weren't up to speed with the virtual marketplace, the various chapter heads came up with this concept of Africa and a way of alumni to share ideas and business and travel needs interregionally, so between all the areas that the chapters represent. And Emmanuel Akoto in Accra came up with this really great brand and concept of the virtual marketplace. So that led us to think about how we could get beyond just a WhatsApp group and create a virtual marketplace for engagement, for sharing ideas, for sharing, for instance, back editions of Third Wednesdays in a live sort of repository, and also a place to store case studies on a project-to-project basis. So we were busy putting together the wireframe for the virtual marketplace with the help of Henley SA. And then we paused last week and thought, let's talk to David Parker and his team at Henley UK to find out what the back office functionality is for a private page on Henley Live. And in fact, whether we could create an Africa connected page, which would be a sort of an invite only portal for the African chapters. So Emmanuel, Mama and myself had a chat to David last week, and what he suggested actually exceeded our expectations. And so we've shifted now from constructing the microsite, which would have taken probably another 2 to 3 months, to designing an Africa connected page on Henley Live. And so we're very excited to share that with all of you today. It's actually been constructed already, but we're all going to add input and bring this thing to life, because it'll be animated and really leave we'll breathe life into it by adding input in terms of reaching out to each other and sharing ideas, also adding pictures and all kinds of content, which you'll understand as we go. So David prepared a video for us. He's not going to join us this evening, but he prepared a short video just to describe what the Africa Connected page will look like, or Africa Connected group page would look like within Henley Live. And after that, Mamo and I will talk you through in real time with some screen sharing, what the process is to A, join Henley Live, and B, join the Africa Connected group. And we'll then move on to the rest of our agenda for this evening. So Mamo, without further ado, should we play the video? And I see the chats coming in.
Share my screen. Sorry, it's not just me, but there's the baby as well.
Oh, it's a beautiful sound. Yeah. Great, thanks, Mama. So David put that video together for us at very short notice, but it gets across the essence of the process to join. And as a matter of interest, actually we'll get into this during the breakout rooms, but it'll be nice to know how many of us today have actually joined Henley Live, because that'll make the process easier. Because if we're all Henley Live members already, then it's a case of just asking the admins for access to the private group. Mama, could I ask you to share screen again, and let's maybe just do a live walkthrough of what David just proposed in his video, as if we were accessing Henley Live for the first time.
Righty, so I'm going to share my screen.
Great.
So this is basically the landing page when you join Henley Live. How many of you in here are not on Henley Live? If you're not on Henley Live, then please just drop your email address, and then I'll get the team to add you to Henley Live to preload you tomorrow, because it's going to make the joining process easier. So if you're not currently on Henley Live, then just drop your email address in the chat so that we can add you to Henley Live, or preload you, so to speak. So this will be the landing page. This is what you see when you're in Henley Live, and then you go to groups. So you just click on groups, and then it's loading, sorry.
All good.
Right, and then when you go to groups, then you can join the Africa Connected group, right? So that's our group. And then in the live feed, that's where everyone can basically just communicate anything and everything that would be of particular interest to the alumni group. And then this is where you'll see the members in the group. So currently, there's just the admin team, so to speak. So hopefully by tomorrow, we'll have more of you here. You can upload your photo. You can tell us where you are in terms of location, and also your designation, where you work, etc. So you can complete your profile as much as you wish to. so that we have visibility of who you are and where you are and so forth. And then we've got an events tab. So here you'll be able to see what events are coming up. So for example, next week we've got a Africa Day commemoration event, and you'll be able to see other events that are listed. If you have an event that you would like the community to know about, then you can send me the details and I can just upload it to the group. And you can search for events by location, or you can search for like a type of event, whether a webinar or a coaching event, and so on and so forth. And then in the news tab, if you've got a news piece you'd like to share with the community, again, you can just let me know and I can just add it on the back end, or you can read about news in this platform here. And then in the media center, that's where we have our photos. So we can take a virtual group photo after this and we can post it. Currently, these are some of the photos when life was normal. And this was the launch of our, you can see Rian there. This was the launch of our our first Third Wednesdays, actually. This was our first Third Wednesdays. Yeah, so that's the media center. And then if anyone is busy with any project, or like we've been speaking about Africa continental free trade area or case studies, anything really project related, we can post it here. If you want any project that you're working on to be visible here, we can also do that. We can publish your project here so that everyone has sight of it. And in the forum really is just a discussion, like chat function, really more than anything. So like equivalent to WhatsApp. So this is where you have your forum. And then the vision, this was crafted in 2020, right?
2020.
Yeah, this was crafted between the three chapters: South Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria and Ghana, and Kenya was upcoming. So we're looking forward to Kenya. So now we've got Kenya as well that's joined the community, as well as Sierra Leone. And this really sums up our vision for the year 2021, I guess. And so much has changed since then. And then these are icons to our Facebook group, our Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and so forth. So this is more or less how the interface looks like. And really, it's going to be useful once we start sharing the content together, and not just from the school side, but from everybody wanting to post anything really that could be helpful to the community. So we could co-craft this site together. If you've got job openings, we can share them here. Or if you're looking for a job, you can let us know. And just to flag it so that we can all help each other. But yeah, this is where we are so far.
And the peer-to-peer chat, Mamo, the chats function would be another communication flow, maybe easier to follow than the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, indeed.
The core idea of ideation and sharing ideas and business prospects and opportunities and interregional trade and paying it forward and all of that stuff can live in the chat function and in it's called the live feed, and also the forum. The forum would be possibly a better way to package each subject.
Yeah,
Mama, just one thing to ask you there, to take one step back. So when we went onto the Hendy Live page, you clicked on groups. It took us to Africa Connected, but that's a private group. So if somebody's a member of Hendy Live, they won't be able to get instant access. They first have to ask for admission. Is that correct?
So once they send their request, it's like joining a group on LinkedIn or on Facebook or whatever. Then we can pre-approve you on the back end.
Okay, great.
I've just done it. What you have to do is you have to search for Africa on there, because otherwise when you scroll down, you don't find it.
Yeah.
You go in and then search for Africa. It takes you to brings you up 2 options. You click on it, and then it brings up the group and says to join, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
And James, are you in the group now, or are you on hold? Have you got a
It's
message?
on hold while it's being approved.
Okay, so we'll check your police record and stuff, and then we'll.
Should make interesting reading.
Mama, do you want to go back to the Hendy Live page now? I'm just mindful of the time, so let's move on to the next bit, which is the mentoring.
All right, so at the very top, so this would be the Henley Live interface, and you've got different tabs here: live feed, world of welcome, community. So if you go all the way across, there's mentoring, and under mentoring, there's the Henley Mentors Group, real estate. If you're interested in real estate, staff for Henley staff, the mentor directory, and the Henley student mentoring program. So if you're a current grad or even a current student and you would like to sign up as a mentor, you can do that here. It's just loading. Sorry, my internet is very slow. So still loading. So in this site here, basically, you can check who we have in the mentor directory pool. And if you would like to join, you can press this button. I haven't requested to join because I'm not ready to be a mentor. But it's pretty much straightforward. And when you do press join, I'm just gonna wait for this to load, or otherwise, Barry, if your internet is faster, can you go on share your screen, then I can speak to it.
Mama, I'm nowhere near Henley Live, so it's probably gonna take even longer. But the crux of this is we'd urge you, because there was a lot of interest in mentoring and paying it forward. Oh, there we go. So this is the directory of everybody that's volunteered to be a mentor, and we urge everybody to sign up and offer their services as a mentor. It's not overwhelming because you'll get assigned a maximum of 1 mentee per year. It's a highly rewarding thing to do, and basically the Henley portal, Henley Live team assign you, they matchmake you with young early entry recent graduates and early entry people as they're starting their careers. So it's a really cool thing to sign up for. I've done it for 2 years now, and I've got huge value out of it.
Yeah, and the other
interesting thing. Sorry, Mama. The key thing is there's filters on the left there, and you can. What we're hoping to do is get enough people on the continent to sign up as mentors to be able to filter African-based mentors. So there you go. So if you put in South Africa, you'll probably get me. If you get in, there's Patrick in Lagos. It'd be nice to get a richer pool of mentors from from all over Africa. So highly recommend that you sign up. It's a pretty painless process, the sign up thing.
Yeah, just to stress what Barry mentioned, like we don't have much representation on the continent, so it would be great if we can all here think about signing up. And then if you would like to be mentored, if you're a current student, you can sign up to be mentored. And this is where you would go. And then you would click to register as a mentor. Where is click to register as a mentee? Oh, you can't, let me just see here.
I think from this position, Mama, okay.
Yeah, so this is a click to register as a mentor. I'll need to find out from the UK team where the button for a mentee is, because
I'm
it's
not sure
not
that,
visible to me right now.
yeah. But the main thrust here is to get as many of us as possible to sign up as Africa-based mentors.
Yeah,
That's the mission.
yeah, because there's not much from the continent.
Okay, great, Mama. Thanks so much. So there's
Thank
three
you.
threads. One is to sign up for Henley Live, which I imagine most of us have done already. Then the next thing is to ask for access to the Africa Connected group that James just did while we were talking. And the third thread is to sign up as a mentor. And then we're kind of we're ticking all the boxes that the alumni have expressed interest in. The part that I'll mention at the end is the prospect of a case study, which will fall under our project tab on our Africa Connected group. So now I'm going to hand over to Eleanor. Eleanor Sansevini is the chapter head in Johannesburg for the South African chapter. And we're now going to move on. We're going to move to Eleanor and then to Emmanuel and go into breakout rooms, and that will form probably 20 minutes of the program, maybe 25. So Eleanor, I'm great to see you there, and I know you're going to give us some valuable input about measuring some metrics for success. So over to you.
Hi guys, on this cold day in Johannesburg, it's getting quite chilly here. I guess if you saw some insights into the graphic that we sort of presented to the board last year around what we want to achieve as an alumni, a Pan-African alumni team. And there were 4 areas that we wanted to focus on. So 4 themes. That was industry integration and research, people development and brand capital, connectivity, and I think industry integration and research are split. And we've been through various sort of interventions and discussions with the alumni and many people, and the Africa Connected virtual marketplace, as well as the mentorship and the case studies, were sort of key areas that were needed in order to grow the alumni community. And with the third Wednesdays, obviously the sort of collaboration and connectivity is key in driving that. I think for us, building these capabilities is obviously key in listening to you, but also what's key for us is measuring success and making sure that we grow the numbers in the Africa alumni community, the Pan-Africa alumni community. So what we want to do is we want to start to engage. As you start engaging with the capabilities that have been built, please provide us with feedback. And also we're going to start tracking the numbers on these on the site so that we can start to really hone in on where we can increase those numbers. So my ask is from you is to sign up, interact, engage, communicate, provide feedback. And every third Wednesday, we're going to start to create visibility on these stats so that we can start to really build a community of Henley alumni. And it's as simple as that. We're not going to complicate it. It's really numbers, guys, and it's really building a Pan-African community. Can you imagine how strong that would be? So please interact with it. And we're looking forward to seeing the numbers increase substantially, not only on the site, but also in our third Wednesdays. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Eleanor. That's really helpful. And yeah, I could imagine getting 200 faces up on the screen for every third Wednesdays. That'd be nice to see, and I don't see why not. Emmanuel, are you ready to take over? Emmanuel is the chapter head in Ghana, and we've been working closely together along with Eleanor and with Paul in Nigeria on all aspects of what the alumni communities have expressed as their jobs to be done, the pain points that need addressing. So we're now going to launch into some breakout rooms. Mama, I'd say probably 3 or 4, hey? Yeah. And
Yes, we'll do
Emmanuel's
Emmanuel's gonna share his slide first.
yeah, he's going to share the slide first, and he's going to be the master of ceremonies for the breakout rooms, and he's going to guide you through the process. But once we're ready for the breakout rooms, I'd say probably 3 or 4. Emmanuel, all yours.
Yeah, so how we are going to, let me just share my screen. Right. As we've been hearing in this session, Africa Connected Virtual Marketplace is up and running, and it's going to enable connectivity for business and socialization. We already have some work outputs, and we also have works in progress. The city fact sheets have been done for various cities within Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa. Those are available. I'm sure in time they'll be put up on the virtual marketplace. Also, we have some outputs from the work group on the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. I believe that output will also be available on the virtual marketplace very shortly. We've talked about the mentorship program. We need more people to join in. And then the business case studies that we'll be doing. As Eleanor said, we need to show results. We need to see some concrete results. So as we go into the breakout rooms, we want to be looking at 3 particular areas. What can be done to get all the target alumni signed onto Henley Life and then onto Africa Connected Virtual Marketplace? We want you to think through and come up with some ideas how we can do to have our numbers growing. Then secondly, what are the barriers and challenges to motivate, what are the challenges and barriers to more active participation by alumni, and how can be done to remove the barriers and challenges? What is it that is making it difficult for our members, alumni, to get on board and participate very actively? We would like you to think through and come up with some suggestions and some ideas. And then finally, ideas for the next steps going forward. What are the areas maybe we can focus on in order to keep the energy and the momentum within Africa Connected? So we will break, Mamo will put us into breakout rooms, and then we will look at these 3 areas and come up with some suggestions and ideas.
Emmanuel, thanks very much. Just something to suggest before you stop your screen share. It might be handy to just take a cell phone pic of the agenda, because once you go into the breakout rooms, you won't be able to see the screen share anymore. So the 3 points that are the breakout room agenda are on the screen right now. We're going to spend, I'd say, 20 minutes in the breakout rooms. When we come back, we'll poll the different rooms for some snapshot ideas. But the trick would really be to get the idea feed and the answers to Emmanuel's 3 really great points there. It'd be great to get them flowing on the Africa Connected virtual marketplace as a first action. So should we head for the breakout rooms once everybody's got a reference of the agenda?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah.
And Mama, are you and me and Emmanuel going to be in the rooms, or can we pop into the various rooms?
Either or. Actually, let me.
And keep us out of it, and then we'll pop in. We'll visit.
Just don't accept to go to a room.
Okay.
I'm just mixing them up.
Mary, do you want me to?
You want to stay with us as well? I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, if you're staying, then let me just give me time to do less rooms.
Looks like that's it.
Yeah.
So now, if we want to, we can join a room, I think, if we go to the breakout, or not. I'm
The
not sure.
breakout rooms. If Mama has invited you to a breakout room, then you'll see it in the breakout room at the bottom.
Okay.
Then you can join one if she's invited you to one. If she hasn't, then it will be blank.
Okay.
I think give them a bit of time to sort
Yeah.
of engage with the content, and then we can join. It's also good for them to not be driven by a chapter head.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of ideas come out. Yeah.
So, Mama, I saw a whole bunch of emails in the chat, which is great. That means can you send them? Can you send those to Vicky or to David to preload onto Handy Live?
Yep, yeah,
They
that's the plan. David's on leave, but I'll send it to. I got in touch with someone else from a Handy Live perspective today, so I'll send it to that person.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And then
It's actually cool. I mean, if all these people sign up, we got another 22, 23 people on the site, and then that's great.
Yeah.
How do we get the stats off the site in terms of activity?
Yeah, I can ask the team to pull that off on the back end for me, because you can track the engagement.
Yeah, because that'll be cool for us to start
People-
show that every third Wednesday, because it will show, I mean, certainly will show value for us
yeah,
in terms of the numbers.
something I thought might be good to throw down a challenge at the end of this evening is to say to everybody, will they commit to bringing to each person that was on tonight, bringing 2 people onto the Africa Connected page.
That'll be so cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So go up by 3 times. By 3. But if everybody, so everybody gets, we go up by 3 times then. So we'll have 60 people if they all manage to do that.
Imagine.
So ideas for next steps, that could be an idea from me.
Yeah, and then also Are we going to talk about the next third Wednesday in terms of the subject matter, or we're going to gauge some interest in that subject matter?
Yeah, I made a note to say that right at the end.
Yeah.
How am I going to get the feedback though? Should I just say,
Just put thumbs up.
Yeah, so while I'm doing the close, I'll just say, this is what we're thinking about for the next third Wednesday. If you think this is a good idea and you'd like to promote it, then give us a thumbs up.
Or if people have other ideas, they can share it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the ideas also, the next steps ideas in terms of what they come up with also might be key themes. So can they also start to think about what they would like to hear about as well? That will bring the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, when we get them back, we probably don't need to leave them for as long as what we thought. When we get them back, maybe at 1:45, do you want to poll a few? Do you want to do the polling thing just to get some feedback?
I think we have only 3 rooms, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, we can just give a minute each to each room.
Yeah.
So that should take no more than 5 minutes altogether.
Well, we've got some time, you know. What I'm thinking is, instead of leaving them in the rooms for longer and doing the debrief very short, let's maybe do the feedback a little bit longer, and then close.
Okay, then we have to let them know that. Is it possible to let them know that in the rooms?
What do you want to let them know?
The time they have.
Yeah, we can. We can send them a message to say you've got however many minutes we decide.
Yeah.
What should we say? 10 minutes from now?
Yeah, that's okay. 10 minutes from now leaves us with 30 minutes to the end.
Yeah.
Well, we can do what, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, finish at like 10:02.
What would that be? How many more minutes from now? What's the time now? It's almost 22. So
8 minutes.
8 minutes from now would be what?
No, sorry, I'm lying. 30, 40. No, that's
If we give them 10 minutes more to finish up, we'll be left with 10 minutes.
10 minutes to finish, yeah.
With 12 minutes to.
Oh.
So let's give them 10 minutes to round up.
Yeah. We'll send out a message at 5, yeah.
I've got home already. Are you going to send a message, Mama?
Yeah, we can send it out for like 5 minutes left.
Okay. I'm just thinking that if they're getting into some chats, let's give them a 10-minute call and then we can give them a 5-minute call. Because 5 minutes might be a bit abrupt.
Okay.
Joyce was the lady with the wild dogs NGO, wasn't she?
No, she's in the bush till September.
Oh, okay.
There's people that are desperate for jobs, and I'm not sure how we can work around helping them just say who they are, what they do, and maybe someone in the room can help them.
Just say that again, Mama.
There's people that are looking for jobs that are out of work.
Okay.
And I'm just checking if there's any way we could help them voice what work they're looking for.
I mean, isn't that a perfect thing for the live feed on the Africa Connected?
It is.
Yeah, so can
It
you,
is.
Barry, just announce that if anyone has opportunities or is looking for job opportunities, to post it in the live group?
Yeah, post it in the live feed on the Africa. Join the Africa Connected group, and then post it in the live feed. It's a sort of a snapshot resume.
Mm.
In fact, they could post something to say that they're in the job market, and then they could upload a resume into the documents.
Yeah.
And likewise, if people are looking for talent, they're looking, for people. Same thing. There could be that's another reason, so employers and people in the job market could post their needs on the live feed.
Mm.
Emmanuel, when they come back now, you're going to be doing the poll. Maybe you should plant that with them. The fact that people in the job market and people looking for talent should use the live feed to show their requirements and to show their needs.
Okay. Okay, I can do that.
How are we doing for time?
Now it seems group 5 and group 3 have been depleted, reduced to 2 people.
Yeah. I didn't want to move them because I think I might be disrupting the conversation. But it's literally just Paul and Kojo.
So let's say 2 more minutes. We bring them back in.
We already gave them 10 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, let me go in one of the rooms and just ask them if
and find out how they're doing.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anybody left.
Hello.
Hi, Kojo. I just wanted to check maybe if you need more time or not.
To be honest, I'm left in the room alone. I started with Paul from Nigeria, and after we discussed the first item, he said he was going to check on something. He hasn't returned.
Okay, let me move you. Let me move you both.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. Well, I can't say, but it depends, because if I think it's a choice they need to make. If they go to the UK, they do have groups in the UK, but where would they feel at home? Would they feel at home in a UK group or in an African group? I don't think that there's any restriction or anything that would deter them from wanting to join. I guess it's a personal choice.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if, Mamo, on your side, the guys that were previously in Africa, within the African continent, and have gone overseas, do they have the option to become part of this group, or is this group purely because if you're only in Africa?
No, there's no restrictions in terms of geography because people move all the time, you know? So I think the most important thing is to just join a group that'll work for you or that'll work for your needs at that moment in time. But there's no restrictions in terms of, you know, you're now in the UK, but you're from Nigeria, now you can join the Nigeria group. No, it doesn't
Yeah,
work that way.
yeah.
Just join what will work for you. That's the whole point of it.
Okay, that's interesting. And you can obviously, from what you're saying, join more than one group, depending on your interest at that specific moment.
Indeed.
Yeah. And most probably your location.
Yeah.
At a point in time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to check if you guys are done or you need more time.
Well,
I think we lost a member somewhere along the line.
Okay.
Hi, Babo, how is it?
Shall I take you back to the main session?
All right, okay.
Alrighty. How are you doing, Florence?
Hi, same here, same to you.
Susan, are you based in South Africa?
I'm based in Johannesburg as we speak.
All right.
Where are you?
I'm in Durban.
Oh, okay, okay. So we've got one from Ghana, Durban, and Johannesburg. Well-rounded.
Indeed.
How long has Henley been in Johannesburg?
For as long as it's existed in South Africa. So that's 28 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 28 years.
A lot of work to do on publicity. And it offers undergrad courses as well.
Yes, we now have a full undergraduate program.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to move you to the main room.
All right. Okay.
Remember, at the end of the day, we're trying to move Africa forward, all of us as a collective. So it's very individualistic at Henley. It's very me, and we're not open to embracing others, assisting, you know, really creating a family of moving forward and doing great things together. It's in my experience at least, it has been very individualistic.
Yeah. No, I want to say that it's the culture at hand that doesn't exist, because when I did my dissertation, I did it in the continent. There wasn't something already available at hand that said, you know what, if you want help with your research, there are people in the continent that you can contact. I had to rely on my old network that I'd attended, that I was part of in the fellowship. And for me, that's the benefits of being in a group of people who are from different countries, that when I needed to go and do research in Nigeria, I had a fixer that was set up by a former fellow. And the former fellow had helped to set up the interview for me free of charge. So I just think that that's how I see it, because you will do the same and you will open the doors where you can open the doors for the people who are in the system. So I think maybe they are trying to build that culture now, but there wasn't a community like this. We did it, you know, mentors that were easily available to us when we were students.
Yeah.
Mambudise, one of the questions that we wanted to, I wanted to find out is the sessions that we're having now in the program that you guys are trying to run. Is it only for alumni or is outside people also allowed?
Usually we do invite guests who'd like to attend, but then in terms of them joining the group on Hindi Live, it's going to be difficult because we approve students only to join. But I mean, if you have a friend that you'd like to invite, they're more than welcome to join us. To attend a session or to attend a webinar or whatever the case is, or these evening sessions, they can come. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I agree with you guys about the culture.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
very
currently studying and I'm finding it incredibly difficult as a staff member to even find help with if you want to bounce off a question about an assignment or, it's very difficult.
yeah. People were we are very closed off. I found in my cohort that people were very obsessed with grades. I used to say, guys,
that would also be a good one. So these are my own suggestions.
Yeah, I like that very much. Some paid promo on social media.
Yes, social media, and try to create good content that will attract people.
Yeah.
It's not just putting on social media a banner or a poster. Try to do something creative that would want people to 30 seconds video or stuff like that, animation or visual would be good enough for that too.
Yeah, your video is king.
Yes.
So, James, how did you get back? Did you get a message to bring you back? Because I'm not sure where everybody is. They're still in the rooms.
no, we got messages.
The room closed.
Yeah, the room closed.
Yeah, they forced us back.
Yeah, we were happy having a drink and chat and everything. We were cool.
I'm just glad that you're all still there. I thought you might have gone home.
Welcome back. Then can we continue?
Absolutely, Emmanuel. Maybe we should stop. Do you want to stop the screen share now and just do the poll, or do you want to keep the screen share up?
No, I want to keep it up so that
Okay.
they can speak to it.
No problem.
So we want to listen to the outputs from the breakout rooms. Before that, let me just make an announcement. Now that we have the virtual market up and running, if people are in the job market looking for jobs, they can put up their profiles on the live feed. Likewise, those who have opportunities to offer can also put those up on the live feed at the virtual marketplace. Now, if we will just, every group will have 2 minutes exactly to just tell us what they have on those 3 questions. James, are you ready to go?
How do I get lumbered into this?
Put your camera on.
I can see your face, that's why.
Okay, well, we thought the three questions really sort of blurred into the main issue is why are the people joining the group? And we've got to understand what people are getting out of the group. It doesn't necessarily mean it's selfish. What they can be getting out of is a feeling of achievement because they're helping other people on the group. But it's got to be something that's attracting the people to come back. And at the moment, our feeling was there's a lot of talking, but not a lot of stuff that's drawing back each week onto here. We're planning, we're going ahead. There's this, that, and the other. We're trying to get people to join in, but we can't actually tell them what we've achieved out of being on the group. Joyce was talking about the African Free Trade Agreement, and I admitted I knew almost nothing about the African Free Trade Agreement. So maybe that could be something that it's something that people are sharing on there, and it's educating us. We had the wild dog lady in the first Wednesday that I joined. I think it's 3-4 weeks ago now, 3-4 months ago now. But that seems to have been dropped. You know, there's nothing to latch on and say this is what the alumni is doing, achieving, what specifically of interest. There's lots of different things. When I joined back in, they were talking about doing an advertising banner or something on their paid medium. We disagreed. We don't think that it's a point of advertising this. It needs to be word of mouth. It needs to be alumni telling alumni, and it's spreading that way at the moment. Certainly until we've got some success stories on there. Maybe controversial, but that was our feelings.
No, great. No,
very good.
It's great, James. Thanks.
Yeah. Who is going next?
All right. If I can speak to our group already, Paul has alluded to the point we made about sending frequent reminders to members and you know, to their group social media platforms, and also maybe mail shots from the center itself to members who haven't signed on. Then regarding the barriers and challenges, it may be that we have to clarify to members what's the need for them. Perhaps some people are not too sure the whole purpose of joining and what they stand to benefit or what they are able to give or offer to other members on the group. The other thing is also workload management. Some people are overloaded with work, and a solution to that can be perhaps, you know, some presentation on time management, which is already envisaged. Hopefully that should help people in managing their workload. And then number 3, ideas for the next steps. I think that we also need to have a framework for measuring, setting out what we are going to do and measuring that. If we don't measure, it becomes a talk shop. So we should continuously look at our targets and evaluate how close we are to those targets. So these are the views from our side.
Thank you very much, Kojo. Those are great points. Who is going next?
I think there was just one more room. There were 3 rooms.
Yeah. I think Florence.
Oh, yes. All right. Good evening. Hello. Yes. I think we merged the topics into one. Basically, one member hadn't heard about Henley Africa or Henley Life, so he felt that they needed a lot more information. Maybe they can even share because he is a student, and so that information could be shared among existing students. And then for the alumni in Africa in particular, we thought that because we're all scattered and the best way to reach us was to be on social media, most probably LinkedIn. And also, we needed more awareness on activities that would probably align with individual goals to enable people sign on Henley Life. So I think that's what we generally discussed. An issue also came up that the alumni who no longer reside in Africa. So what happens? Do they join Henley groups in other continents, or can they still belong to Henley Africa or sign on to Henley Life? I think that the discussion was that it was a choice, and depending on the individual, they could belong to the two groups. So one was creating awareness of the existence of Henley Life and Henley Africa itself, and also creating awareness amongst students, that is on the Henley campus in South Africa, to attract more potential members.
Okay,
Right, thank you very much, Florence. I think that's it. But is the feedback from the breakout rooms is very, very good to my estimation. But what I picked out are four main things. We've got to reach out to our members. That's information. Social media can be used. Importantly, what are we going to use to attract members and keep them interested in coming along? And then we've got to measure. We have to have clear targets and measure as we go along. I think attracting our members by activities that people will find attractive is something we've got to do seriously, because that's the only thing that will keep the interest.
I think, Emmanuel, that's an important point. I mean, measuring is all very well, but we don't want high churn. So it's not a matter of the number of people that join, it's the number of people that are coming along to the group regularly. And if you're finding that people are coming and then 4 months, 5 months, 6 months later, they're no longer coming along to the thing, we're not achieving anything.
Yeah.
You know, we're only going to achieve stuff if there's a longevity of keeping the people on there, reducing the churn. Otherwise, we're measuring something we're measuring moving water, you know, whereas we're actually trying to create a group. So I think we've got to achieve things. And I think what we need to measure is, are we achieving things? We said we were going to do case studies. Where are the case studies?
Yeah.
What's the progress towards getting the case study? Is that happening by the next month, in 6 months' time on there? If it's not the case studies, the free trade agreement that Joyce was talking about, what's happening there? When are we going to have something that we can share and benefit out of? Otherwise, it's just a moving target that we're measuring.
You're very right.
Yeah, all spot on. Emmanuel, should I just talk to those points and wrap up? I'm worried that we're gonna go into because we passed 7 o'clock already.
Please do.
Okay, so if you can, you summarized that really well. If you can just keep those thoughts, and maybe we can have a chat via a mail over the next few days. That'd be helpful.
All right.
If I go back to Florence's comment on the group and the African group, just to highlight that joining Henley Live taps you into the greater global community of Henley alumni, and then on admission you get access as an alumni member based in Africa. You get access to the Africa Connected group, which is Africa specific. So you actually you're achieving two things by joining Henley Live and the Africa Connected group. To talk to James's point, the idea of business connectivity and doing business between regions was the top choice, the top agenda point that we got. That was the top feedback point we got from the community. So people wanted practical ways of sharing ideas and doing business between different countries. So that's where the virtual marketplace got born. And the second top of mind thing was a way to offer services and mentors. So the top two things to address had to have a home. We were getting stuck with the website design, which took our eyes off the case study agenda. And without, I'm not trying to make alumni community excuses. I'm just mapping out the journey, because we're making this up as we go between us. I think the Henley Live opportunity and this group is the central point to show traction and to measure results. So we've got that in place. We need everybody's help to build it. The inter-region connectivity is possible via the Africa Connected group once we get our hands on it. So then we can start sharing real practical business ideas, share job opportunities, look for talent, and also via the Henley Life, the greater portal, offer our services as mentors. So that's some real traction that we can get our teeth into. In terms of the case studies, we've proposed, Professor Petzer is completely on board with developing case studies with us. So we had to take a step back and ask him what he thought. He's got a sort of a filter system that he needs to run the case study proposals through to make sure that they are actually fully rounded contenders for case studies. So the two we've got on our agenda are the Wild Dogs NGO and also Paul Orojiaka's business in Nigeria. The Wild Dogs lady is in the bush with doing her thing until September. So she's off the radar, but we will loop back to her. Paul's got a meeting with Prof. Petzer, I think this week, Paul, to assess the case study potential, and then all things being equal, Paul's toy business will form the case study in our first case study on the Africa Connected group under the projects tab, and you can always you'll all be able to watch the content as it expands. So hopefully,
just to interject on there, could we
Sure.
set up then at the beginning of the sessions of each Wednesday, it's just a feedback like you're giving now? You know,
Yeah.
what we've done towards the progress and so forth on there, and just to restate what the aims were, because, you know, maybe we've sort of drifted off or forgotten what those stated aims were and that you're working towards.
Yeah, that's a great idea, James. Indeed. One of us will do that. We actually did away with the summary portion a few sessions ago because personally I was worried about boring people. But you're right on point, because we're getting new people join every session, and maybe they're not aware of what was discussed 3 third Wednesdays ago. You know?
And if it's done as what the actions are rather than just a summary, you know, we've done this action, we've done that action, that ties back into what you were talking about, measurements.
Yeah.
Maybe not quantifiable measurements, but qualitative measurements.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. We'll do that for sure. In fact, we might rope you in as the.
Then you've already roped me in.
And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that the Africa Free Trade Agreement agenda is still very much in play. And what we're discussing at the moment is the frequency of these events. So we're proposing, like we did during the session with Louise, we're proposing a series of webinar events outside of third Wednesdays that Louise Claassen will host and moderate, and they'll all be aimed at learning about the Africa Free Trade Agreement.
Brilliant.
So we're going to get back to you on that as well. I keep on going back to the Africa Connected group, because I think this is the central sort of repository for all this activity. So now we can really get going. Lastly, I think Kojo mentioned there was something from that you guys discussed about theming one of the third Wednesdays, or a portion of one of the third Wednesdays events with perhaps an expert that can give some advice and a toolkit of some sort around working virtually, time management, overwhelm and burnout, which is coming back at us all the time. I'm hearing that from all over. And maybe it would be handy to get somebody to do a 20 or 30-minute presentation on this, just to unpack some research that's come out, and from a sort of a psychological and neuroscience point of view, what are some things to know about, and what are some handy tools to have in your kit. to keep on working in this fashion, or at least in a hybrid fashion. If you think that's a good idea, just give me a thumbs up, and I'll ask Henley to to look into finding somebody either internally or externally.
That's something that could be marketed as part of the third Wednesday, or at least the Africa Connect and so forth, to draw people in.
Yeah,
you have to register in order to participate in that.
yeah. So maybe we'll look to do that we'll look towards doing that in June, because so instead of still planning, we've now done all the planning. Now we can get busy and actually produce some results. That's my feeling here. Totally open to suggestions. Any closing thoughts from anybody, or should we wrap it up and meet on Africa Connected? I'm getting nodding heads. I guess it's supper time.
I've already approved those who've asked to join the group, so I'll be waiting.
Can I put down one challenge? How about every one of us on the screen now commits to getting 2 more people to join Africa Connected by the next session? I'm putting my thumbs up.
Challenge accepted.
Each of us bring in ourselves to Africa Connected. Some of us are already. I'm going to bring 2 more people, and all of us here bring in 2 more, and then we'll be looking at 40 or 50 people on Africa Connected by the very least next time we meet.
And then also share our next subject matter that we'll be talking about in third Wednesdays. I think that'll also help.
Yeah, indeed. All right, great. Everybody, thanks for